now, and we're going to be talking about round 17 of the Super League, which kicks off on Thursday night. 7:45 p.m. is Sky's game this week, featuring Wakefield hosting Wigan. Now, Wakefield aim up a lot against Wigan in recent years, particularly in the home games between the two sides. Wigan have struggled on a few occasions at Wakefield, and with what's been going on this week with enforced team selection change. I was just saying to you whilst we were breaking that I forgot to mention that I actually thought Joel Tomkins was one of only a few Wigan players to come out of the game on Saturday and me not think they had a poor performance. He had a reasonable performance, but we're not going to see if he can improve on that anytime soon.
Making me now want to change my prediction.
Well,
after all this bad stuff about Wigan, I want to quickly, change it.
You feel free to, whilst I give mine, which is that Wigan will win 25 points to 18. Obviously, I find it hard to tip against us. I don't believe we're in free fall or crisis or anything like that. I do think there's some things that we need to address, but if we resolve our tackling issues that have developed a little bit over recent weeks, and if we can find some sort of way of restricting offloads from the Wakey pack, I'm confident that we have enough going the other way, and we're physical enough often enough to restrict teams that we'll be able to get back to winning ways. I just don't think it'll be a flashy performance from us. I think we have to work our way back up to that at this stage, but I'm going to go with us winning relatively narrow on 25-18. What do you think then? Have you changed your prediction, or are you still sticking with what you...
I really can't decide what to do. If I had a coin, I'd flip it. Go on, I'll reverse mine. I'm going to now go for Wakefield 28, Wigan 20.
Okay, wow, there you go. So, is that off the back of me telling you that Wakefield aim up Wigan?
Yeah, and Wigan are really bad and all the rest of it, and then, yeah, you've managed to talk me out of backing Wigan.
Well, and Jacob Miller's in good form, and, the pack are capable of some good performances. So we will see. I hope it's going to be a tight game. I'm not going to be able to go to the game. I won't be able to finish work early enough this week to head over in time for that one, unfortunately, just because of bullshit work stuff, really. But that can't be avoided at all times, I'm afraid. Friday night Sky game, 7:45 kickoff again. This one, Warrington versus Castleford, so it's third against fourth. Castleford maybe finding a little bit more attacking form, and they've been up and down, obviously inconsistent in recent weeks, but they've had a couple of good attacking games over the last handful of the last 3 weeks, really. Warrington, though, are in top form after the best performance of the year at the weekend. Who do you think's going to win this one?
I'm going for a Warrington win, 32-24. Partly in, just hurt because I think we can catch Castleford in the top 4. And, if the top 3 break away, that's all right as long as we can, get onto Castleford.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Warrington too. That game will have taken something out of them, but what it'll give them as well is supreme confidence in what they're doing, and there's a complete buy-in now to Steve Price and what he's getting going with this team. So I can't see that confidence being knocked, and like I've said, Castleford are a little bit too inconsistent just quite yet for me. So 30 points to 16, I'm going in favour of the Warrington Wolves. Friday also sees Leeds host Huddersfield, 2 top 8 sides matching off there. 7:45 kickoff at Emerald Headingley Stadium for this one. I'm going to pump for the away side, Huddersfield Giants. Without Danny Brough, last time they played without Danny Brough, they actually seem to have a bit more attacking variety, and I just think that's what's going to come. I think that's going to work out for them. So whereas Leeds is completely battered with injuries and haven't come out of the cup game last week in any better shape than they went into it from a injury point of view. Plus Mullally's going to be missing another game, and that's a position they can't afford to miss games at. He just can't help but put his knees in. So yeah, I'm going 24-18 in favour of Huddersfield, and this could be a great run for Huddersfield because they've got Catalans again on the horizon as well. If they can beat the teams just in front of them, that really does set them up for a top 8 finish. So I think they will beat Leeds.
I've also gone for them to beat Leeds, actually. I've gone 28-20. I agree with most of what you've said. I think Leeds just aren't doing it at the moment. I know they won against Lee, but it'd have been an interesting one if they had, if both teams had kept 13 players on the pitch. To see what Leeds would have done, and I just don't think that.
It wouldn't have quite been as comfortable, no, because those quick players wouldn't have got the space that they got, would they, to execute the skills so easily, really, I suppose.
Yeah. So and prior to that, I don't think Leeds' form was great, was it?
No, and I hope Ollie Russell gets another go for Huddersfield, the young halfback. So that'll be interesting to see what they do to replace Danny Brough. But they didn't. They had a decent start to their upturn in form when Danny Brough was last out suspended, I think. So we'll see. Interesting, we've both gone the same way on that one. I wonder if we've both gone the same way on this one. 7:45 a game Friday. Hull FC hosts Salford Red Devils.
I've gone for a home win here, and a fairly comfortable home win. I've gone 38-20.
I do wonder if something will have been taken out of the Hull side. It'll be interesting when we see the squads for this one to see just quite what gets lined up for Hull FC, because you picked up some more injuries, like you say. There's a few people already been ruled out. I still edge Hull FC. I think Connor and Kelly have got more than enough skill to pick a few tries out of this Salford side. A Salford side who I just don't see where the attack's going to come from with no fullback, really. And that's where I've pinned it on. I've gone for a lower scoring game than you, but the same outcome. But 20 points to 10 in favour of Hull FC, I think. Okay.
I don't think Kelly and Connor will both play.
Oh, do you not?
No. I think... Kelly was rushed back for the weekend, but I don't think Connor was fully fit. He went off early the week before against Warrington, injured, and I don't think he was fully fit. So I suspect Liam Harris will get a game again.
Okay.
But I think he's a decent youngster.
I still think you'll just have. I still think you'll have enough to beat this Salford team as things are going. Because whilst you're decimated with injuries, they can't afford to be decimated by injuries because they just don't have a squad. Friday's final game at 8 p.m. St Helens host Hull Kingston Rovers, and I'm going for a comprehensive home win on this one. 36 points to 6 is the margin I've picked. Just you can't pick against Saints at the moment. You can't imagine that they're not going to get some fluidity against a bottom four side either, in my opinion. But
I think I suspect that Sunday might have been a little bit of a wake up call to them, that actually it's not all going to be plain sailing, and I wonder if they're going to just switch on a bit more. And as you say, Rovers aren't exactly they're not the same league as us, are they? 46-18 to Saints.
Brilliant. Nice dig in there. Saturday, the final game of the round, another one on Sky, just after 5 o'clock. This one will kick off. Catalan, a resurgent in form Catalan, play host to the Widnes Vikings, who had the disappointing news today that one of the real strong performers that puts in a big shift for them every time, Hep Cahill, is going to be out for the rest of the season, which is a cruel blow for this Widnes side with their injuries they're already carrying and the kind of lack of depth. There's Francis Cummins has got a big bloody job on his hands here, and I personally don't think he'll get started off on the right foot. I've got the home side winning 28 points to 14. I don't look forward to these Catalan home games anymore because they don't play exciting rugby still at the moment until they sort out some sort of consistent halfback combination. That's still going to be the case, but they've got enough to beat a very crocked Widnes side, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've gone Catalans to win 32-18.
Okay, crucial game of the week in the Championship. We could have picked a couple of games, but I've stumped for Lee versus Halifax. Lee sit in 6th position, and Halifax now sit in 3rd position. So I think it's a hugely crucial one for Lee to get. I do think suspensions and discipline issues aside, they should have enough, I feel, to beat a Halifax side who have lost QLT this week and not replaced him as of yet. They've lost Will Mayer, who went back to Castleford as well, who'd been on loan for dual reg / loan for most of this season. So I think Halifax have got a few holes to fill, and Lee have got a much better squad to be picking from. So I'm going to go Lee winning this one. What do you think?
Well, I'd be in trouble with Joshua if I bet against Halifax. So I'll be going for Halifax 24-18.
Why? You're going to have to explain that one.
Halifax are his second favourite team.
Is that so? Any particular reason? The Halicat, maybe? The mascot?
No, he's never seen it. He was watching YouTube videos of basically any team he could spell, I think, and stumbled across a Halifax against Featherstone from a few years ago and decided he liked Halifax.
Right, there was a summer bash game, wasn't there, a couple of years ago where they put on a great performance in the sunshine. Yeah. Okay.
At Magic, there was a slightly drunk Halifax fan, a lady sitting in front of us, who came and had a chat and got very excited when she found out that Halifax were Joshua's favourite team, and she told everyone that was sitting anywhere near us, that this was the case.
Brilliant. Good stuff. A relationship forged for life there. League One game of the week. Doncaster, who sit fourth. Keighley, who sit just behind them. Two of the sides really needing to pick up some wins for the playoff push there in League One is the one I've gone for. And I get the sense things aren't going great at the moment for Doncaster. And I'm going to put...
That's having all the players back.
Well, I'm going to go for Keighley because, Doncaster... Are they getting anyone back from you at the moment? If you think Liam Harris won't be dual-regged out to them, then that's another player that they won't be getting back this week.
Yeah, although they had quite a few of ours last week, although, how many we'll need to call back again this week? Because obviously Maludi was scoring quite a lot of tries for them, but I think we're holding on to him for a while.
I would guess so, yeah. Certainly until Talanoa's back, he's kind of deserved that spot.
Definitely, you can't take it away from him, can you?
No.
I've gone for Doncaster to win there because I don't like people.
and you like Richard Horne and that kind of thing as well, don't you? You got links there, so that's understandable. Okay, in the NRL, picking out some games here. First of all, we're going to start a game with no British players involved, but you can't help but pick it out of the calendar. It's Queensland, New South Wales on Wednesday. Kick-off kind of floats around on Origin, but it'll be around about 11:15. It should kick off on Sky after all the national anthems and lots of build-up. I have a sneak that New South Wales are going to take this series, which I talked about last week on the show. So I'm going to pick New South Wales to get things underway in Melbourne in the MCG in front of a big packed house. The match reviews form will be open early this week, so you can get reviews in from this game after it happens. Do you have a particular view on who's winning this one?
I know next to nothing about Australian rugby. I shall try and watch the match. I'll pick Queensland simply because you picked New South Wales.
Yeah, it could be. It's that sort of a game anyway. In terms of what action there is, with all these people that are so bothered about player welfare that they bang out the double headers that people have to back up from State of Origin here. But you can't fly to Denver, but you can play 4 games at 2 games in 4 days. But the Panthers. The Raiders versus the Panthers. The Panthers at the top of the table, obviously, but the Raiders feature Elliot Whitehead. That's 9 o'clock on Friday on Sky. The Titans versus the Rabbitohs, with at least a couple of Burgesses going well in that one. That's after that game. That's 10:55 on Sky. And then the Bulldogs versus the Dragons with James Graham and Gareth Widdop. That's Monday at 7 o'clock. You can watch that on the Watch NRL app. It's not on Sky. Okay, that is everything looked forward to in the future. We're now going to dip into a quiz and all of the rest of the stuff that makes up the wrap-up for episode 184 of SLP. Okay, SLP wrap-up time, and we know what that means. It means a quiz, and after my shocking performance in the quiz last week, I've decided to return to the quiz master chair from the contestants chair, Sarah. So I've got a quiz for you here, and it's all about Hull's Challenge Cup run. Now, it had to come to an end at some point, but it's been fantastic whilst it's been running. So this is more a celebration of what was achieved during that time. I've got 6 questions for you.